1. Go.
You know what? I'm not actually.
That was a 3, 2, 1. Go.
I'm not actually ready. Check. Yeah,
Go.
okay, now we're ready. All right.
3, 2, 1. Go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Gilliam Garner Podcast with Joe and Pete. And here they are as soon as the song stops. Now, thank you, Rufus. That was a good song, Joe. You're doing good there.
Thank you very much. That's our original theme song, of course.
So Garner and Gilliam and Garner. You know where I got that from?
Where'd that come from?
One time we had a show, and you seemed to not be very high on your bass playing after the show.
Okay.
And you were like,
I've been to many of those shows.
This is like 2004, 2005, and I don't even know where it was at. But you were like, you were not wanting to play the bass anymore. I don't know if you remember this or not. And you were like, we've got to get a bass player. And I was like, no, man, you're doing good. You know, yada, yada. And you were like, no, it needs to just be me and you with 2 acoustic guitars and a band. And I remember thinking like, oh, that sounds terrible. Like, I thought, he thinks we're Brooks and Dunn. He thinks that's what we're trying to do. Like I remember driving home that night just being like, oh no, he thinks that I want to do that. Like, that we're just going to stay there with 2 acoustic guitars. I mean, we probably would have been better off, but. And so that night I was like, in my head, I was like, what are we going to be called? Gilliam and Garner?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess that would be
Garner
the name of that band.
We could sing all them old songs. It's me and Evan Williams.
Well, you know what's funny? If we were going to keep playing those songs, then I was absolutely right. That's what we should have done. We could have been way famous by now.
You were, man, but we didn't.
No, we
didn't, and we don't, and we didn't. But hey, that's a good deal. But probably because we have, it's not ancient recording equipment, but I mean,
our recording equipment.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do 1,000 podcasts on our Korg D3200.
I mean,
well, why don't you just get go into a real studio?
Well, you know what?
Oh,
I will say that this thing really, when we got it in 2006, 4 or 5, yeah, somewhere between 5 and 6, 7.
Oh, this was cutting edge in 2007.
Yes, and it was a pretty cool machine.
It can burn CDs right off the thing.
And you know what? It's funny is we were just like, oh, cool, and then we just started trying to use it, and had just like no idea its capabilities.
Play and record, man. Let's go.
Right, just hit what we read, how to turn it on and how to hit record.
Because we were the last generation that grew up with the little Fisher-Price tape recorder that had a little microphone.
Oh yeah,
did you have one of those?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so
yes.
Everybody had one.
And
Jack never had one. They don't make them anymore.
You know what I also had? I also had that thing that Macaulay Culkin had in Home Alone 2.
A paint can on a string.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, we had paint cans on strings, but what I'm talking about is that little walkie-talkie recorder thing he had.
Oh yeah.
That he would talk into and say, "Oh, I'm Kevin's dad," and then he'd play it, and he would play it slow and
like a yak back thing.
Yeah. I had a yak back too.
I have a funny yak back story.
Yeah.
A yak back. Usually when we went on vacation, we all had to stay in the same room. Well, not usually, but we'd get like a big one sometimes. But we had 2 adjoining rooms this time. Like, so me and my brothers were in a room.
Yeah.
And my parents had their own room.
That's always way nicer.
Yeah. And so you remember those old some kind of women's shampoo, where when they'd use the shampoo in the shower, they would make orgasm noises.
Oh yes, herbal essences.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yes.
So they just be like,
right. Yes.
Okay, so I had my yak man.
I like where this is going.
I was probably like in the 8th grade.
Okay.
Like I knew what the noises meant, you know.
Right, of course.
And
your yak back.
I put it up to the TV when the commercial comes on, and it was just like, oh, get it, you know. And so I recorded the woman on the commercial. Just hit play and record at the right time, and just got the and then stopped it,
Right.
before it was herbal lessons,
Right, yeah.
And so I waited a
Just
little
the
bit.
orgasmic washing of hair.
I waited.
Yes.
I waited a little bit, and I went to my parents' room. I was like, "Hey, this noise keeps going off from the other room, and I don't know what it is." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like,
Your
"Here,
parents.
like here, yeah." I was like, "Here, I recorded it, and it's just like instantly right. Like they should have known it was a commercial."
Of course they should have.
I just remember my mom's face of like, I was like, "What is that? Like, what is everything okay?" She's like, "What?" They didn't. They go, "You just put that up to the wall and recorded that on the wall?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's all we can hear in our room. I don't know what to do. Like, is everything all right?" I let it go for a minute before. I think my dad figured it out pretty quick.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, I bet he did.
Because if we would have heard it that loud in there, they would have heard it that loud.
They would have heard it. Right, yes. You obviously had the TV up. I mean, geez.
So I think
threw a yak back through a wall.
Like I think he was even like playing around, like, well, you invaded their privacy. Like,
right, yeah. But I bet that's
she
not
went
how,
on for a while. But
I bet that's not how both of your parents responded.
Yeah, no, she was just, what is this? Like she was just more like in shock that she didn't know what to do. Well, but anyway,
I'll tell you what.
It was a joke. But I kept that thing on my yak back for a long time. Like I brought it home, because you could only record one thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like you got one little track for 10 seconds.
Yes,
like,
right.
Yeah. And I had it there for a long time. Just like, hey, listen to what I heard.
Because you were in 8th
grade. Like I wasn't going to see that commercial 10 times the next day.
Yeah, but you had it on the yak bag, man. That's a cool thing to have on the yak bag. I never had something that cool on my yak bag. It was always just me saying something dumb or, you know what I mean? Because you would just record yourself saying some dumb word, play it back.
I always thought speaking of Home Alone, sorry to get off of the cork.
Well, that's okay.
But Home Alone would give you like a false sense of like security as a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you could possibly defend yourself if
like
two grown
somebody should make a real Home Alone. Where
that's depressing. Real Home Alones are real depressing, man. No,
like maybe
it's much better to make kids feel like
because it goes one of two ways. Yeah, it goes one of two ways. Like maybe your first line of defense, the hot doorknob or whatever he did.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe they just run off.
That's true.
Or maybe they get really pissed off.
Right. Especially them. They were so persistent in the movie.
Man, they were coming after it.
Like
what did they even want? Like the VCR?
No, just to rob the place. Because their dad was rich.
That's a plot to it. They should have had like some kind of jewels or something. You know what I mean? Like a safe.
Well, they were the Wet Bandits. Wait, hold on. In the second one, they were Sticky Bandits.
They changed their name.
Yeah, in the first one, they got busted for all their houses because the tall one, Marv or whatever, would turn on all the faucets at every house that they robbed.
Did one of them call the other one Marv? Yeah. Yeah, they'd leave with the faucets and flood the place out.
Right. Yeah, and so when they caught him, the cops were like, "Hey, now we know all the houses that you robbed."
That's funny.
And
criminals had a lot more class back in the day.
I know.
Like to leave their signatures.
They had a ton of class, and when you figure, like maybe they were about to kill Macaulay Culkin in the movie in the first one, but Joe Pesci started with like this goofy like uncle gag, like I'm gonna bite your fingers off, kid, and he like went to start to bite one of his fingers off and got hit over there with a shovel. But like, why wouldn't if you were so persistent to get in that house? And you were that mad at that kid because you've let him put you through all these booby traps. Mm-hmm. You think you're going to get him and be like, give me that finger. I'm going to bite it off. You know what I mean? Like, if you're this guy.
You're just going to punt him across the room.
Exactly. You're just going to pull out like a gun and just shoot the kid and be a monster. But that's what you do because you're at that point.
I would love to see Home Alone 1.5 where like they were in the clank and like they're having to explain to people in jail like, no, this little kid like...
Right.
Burned me with an iron.
Right.
Set my balls on fire with whatever he did.
Yes. He put a spider. Listen to this. Y'all never believe this. This kid.
Wait a minute. What you talking about?
No. This kid was like extra tough, man. He put a spider on my face.
Some little crazy kid from the project?
Yeah, no, a rich kid. A young white rich kid. It's very clever for his age.
He had like a bunch of guns, or
No,
like,
no,
his
man.
dad was like a gun nut and taught him how to gun nut.
No.
I don't know why I said that, but
Not at
like
all.
guns.
No,
But-
no. What he did instead was took the heating element out of the like toaster oven.
Destructive ways to set us on fire and hit some balls.
Yeah, that is a good story. Them in prison talking about how he took him down.
Oh man, my grandmother loved that movie, dude. She used to watch that all the time. Like, man, she really likes to watch these guys. But then what are the odds that when they get out of jail to go start a new life in New York City,
Maybe.
the first little son of a bitch they run into is that
And once again, then they go back to jail. And they're like, "Hey, what'd you guys do this
we're gonna
time?"
get him this time, Marv.
Surely, right?
Where does
Listen,
that?
Eric.
Where does the drama? Here's what I remember about the second one. There's some kind of homeless pigeon lady.
I know that lady freaked
That
me
used to
out,
scare
man.
me. The first one, the old man, the shoveling man.
Yeah.
Even when he becomes a good guy,
Yeah.
I'm still like, nah, don't trust this guy.
See, I was okay with the shovel man,
Okay.
but that bird,
bird woman that
Yes.
somehow, I mean, she had a pretty cool spot for
for a homeless person, yeah. Would
a
she
homeless
live in the
person.
attic of a
Of like
opera
the-
house or something?
yeah. She got
Like the
she got
Phantom of
free
the
shows,
Opera?
yeah.
Yeah, she did have a great spot. She had prime crazy homeless pigeon lady real
Oh, boy.
estate.
I bet 9/11 ended her little sweet run there.
Jesus
I bet they're
Christ.
like, there's some homeless lady lives in the attic, right? Well, she's got to go. Sorry, she's got to go. But she brought him. How creepy is it? Come on up to my attic with my pigeons.
It's just me and the birds. We would love to have you.
Not. Oh, let me take this lost little boy to the police station.
No, I think she understood that he didn't necessarily want to be found yet because he kind of had that vibe to him. Although, yeah, they never thought about police for all the. You know what?
Yeah.
That's funny because I think even when I was little, if people were trying to break into the house and I heard about it beforehand, and I was living there alone,
Like I knew it was coming.
yeah, I would probably be like,
Hey,
I need to call the police.
hey, police.
I need to call I need to call the
Marv.
police.
Do you know who Marv is?
Marvin Harry.
He's been casing my house for
Yes.
like 3 nights.
Yeah.
How do you know? Well, they tried to get in, and I played a really loud Christmas record, and made my
Move some
made my
mannequins
Michael
around.
Jordan stand up poster dance around on a train. Son, get out of here.
Right. You know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe there is a scene that we didn't know about where
Where
he
he did.
tried to go to the police. And they were just like, "Hey, man, are you serious, kid?" He's like, "Fine, paint cans it is."
And
Paint
what I would
cans,
like to
eat
see
'em."
the beginning of Home Alone 3, where the CPS is having to talk with the parents
Right.
about.
Yeah.
Okay, once.
Right.
Okay, you got for
Yeah.
some reason you're in charge of
Right.
75 kids. One of them's gonna get lost.
Right. You
But
did it with the
a
same kid, huh?
Second time, and you
Right.
sent him to a
Yeah. You put him on a plane to.
crime riddled.
You went to an airport with him and didn't notice he wasn't behind you.
But in real life now, I think they should make another one because Kevin McAllister really, that's his name, right?
Yes.
Like that character,
Yes.
got to be a genius
Oh,
as an
well,
adult, or he's probably just a crackhead lives in the
he
back of
was
his
probably
parents'
really
house.
messed up, man.
Yeah,
'cause,
probably is.
listen, if you had those same guys come after you, he probably has nightmares of the wet and / sticky bandits.
That's like when you're sitting around in college telling stories, and did you ever have any crazy things happen to you when you were a kid?
Yeah. I tell you what, man. One time I got a flat out in this guy's pasture, and it
Really?
was crazy. Yes. Did anything
Man.
crazy happen to you when you were young?
One time, like all my asshole cousins were in my house,
Yeah.
and like they were bullying me all the time, man. And,
Yeah. I had asshole cousins too, man. I know what
And
that's like.
I was trying to get some we're going to London or something the next day
Yeah.
because
Taking a long trip?
we were loaded.
Oh, right. I
And,
remember. Yeah.
I spilled some milk and got all over everything, and everybody was like, "You little asshole! You spilled milk!" And my fucking mother, made me go sleep in the attic.
I mean, that's
Okay.
pretty messed up. Yeah.
So then the next morning, they all get
That is
up
crazy.
and go get on.
We've all been punished.
Hey man, I'm trying to tell you a story about this thing that happened to me as a
I'm
child.
listening. I'm just saying we've all
They-
been kind of there. where
Okay, well,
you
tell me
spill milk.
if you've been here.
Yeah.
You're locked in the attic. Your
Right.
parents leave with your whole family to go on this trip to London or Paris or wherever they were going, and it's like
But
Christmas time,
Okay.
and they forget me. And when they get to the airport, somehow don't realize, hey, we have an extra ticket. Where's our other kid? Get on the plane, go across the ocean to another country before I wake up. And I'm just 9 years old at the house by myself. And that would be scary enough.
Oh,
But these two, do you remember the Wet Bandits?
the Wet Bandits from the news, like when we were little.
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember
they
those
would
guys?
rob people's houses. Yeah.
Do you remember how they got caught?
The police just caught them because they were leaving water on.
No, man, that wasn't the whole story. Like they
what?
were
No,
casing,
I guess I
they
don't
were
know.
casing my neighborhood when my parents abandoned me at Christmas time,
Well, what'd you do?
and I had to fight them off.
You fought off two grown men when you were 9 years
I
old?
fought off two grown men when I was 9 years old.
Well, what do you mean you fought them off? Why didn't you just go to the police?
They'd been casing it, right? I
Yeah.
could tell they'd been casing it, and so I did a couple tricks to try to scare them off, but that didn't work. I knew they were coming back.
What'd you do to try to scare them away?
Well, okay, we have this like movie. I don't remember what it was called, but this guy's like, "Hey, get out of here!" and he shoots a gun real loud.
Yeah, in the movie. Yeah.
And my dad's got a cool like sound system, so it was real loud. So they thought somebody was shooting at them,
Oh,
and so they got out of there. But I guess they figured it out that was a trick because they came back.
that's a good trick, man. God.
So,
dang.
but listen, what I did.
Okay.
So like I took like a heating element and like the heater, and I like put it up against the doorknob, and I put like salt and like slippery shit all over the porch. So they just thought they were gonna come in the front door, and when they tried to come in, they burned them. One person burned his hand real bad.
Oh
And
my God.
Both of these dumbasses fell down the stairs, the porch stairs, onto the ground, and I dropped a bowling ball on their head.
Oh my God. So they saw that someone was home and fighting back, so they ran away.
Yeah, but that wasn't it, man.
They
They didn't run away.
didn't run away after that.
They were pissed. So they got up. And
Oh,
they got
no.
in. They got in the house this time because it wasn't hot anymore. But I had a paint can set up. Somehow I'd climbed up to the ceiling and rigged a rope, and I had a full paint can. And I swung it and I nailed them. But they didn't get him either, so I had to run off from that too.
That paint can to the face didn't knock them out or kill them?
But hey, do you remember when you were a kid and like you would think of that maybe like, well, why don't you just?
Call the police.
Well, yeah, but I was always like, well, why don't you just put some nails in that paint can? Like if that's your third line of defense, obviously these guys are coming for you.
That is what you would think. Oh my God. Why aren't you trying harder to kill these guys? That's you in a nutshell. If Home Alone was Pete.
Anyway, back to the recorder.
Well, speaking of yakbacks and Korg D3200s.
The Korg 3200 is our recording machine that we use.
Yeah.
Our digital audio workstation, if you will.
Digital recording studio. And now we know so much more about it than we ever did, but now it's all old and shitty. But dude, I'm still learning stuff about this thing. And I'm still, okay.
I know. Did you learn something today?
Yeah, because I was trying to find out how to clear out the clipboard in this thing. And so I looked up clipboard.
A clipboard on this thing is a fictional icon thing which you have to put your song in before you put it on the computer.
Like when you do a cut and paste on your computer.
Just explain.
That is called the clipboard.
Yeah.
But on this one, it's like so old school.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought I would look up clipboard, and that would tell me how to clear off all the clipboard memory. But instead,
let me ask you, when you looked up clipboard, did it say, here's how you delete the clipboard?
God, no. No.
In very plain spoken language?
No. It says nothing about how to clear that information off of the clipboard. And it says nothing about that whatsoever.
What does it say?
Well, maybe the fact that it doesn't means that there's more about this thing. I don't know. But I will tell you what it does say about the clipboard. It says that when you're using the clipboard to copy data to another song, when you do that, the different sampling frequencies and or bit depth, will automatically convert to the other sampling frequency and or bit depth. And here's the important part. Tell me if you've ever heard this word in your life.
Okay.
You can specify whether dithering will be performed to make...
Dithering.
Yeah, dithering.
What? Spell it.
You know what?
Spell
Hold on.
it.
I'm not even done with the confusing words
Okay,
in
sorry.
this one sentence.
Dithering.
You can specify whether dithering will be performed to make quantization noise. Quantization noise.
I think that's the when it quantizes.
You could be right about it where it quantizes.
Excuse me.
You can specify whether dithering will be performed to make quantization noise less obtrusive when converting 24-bit data to 16-bit data.
Dude,
Now, when I
put
read that...
First of all, to put the word obtrusive in there after you use those other two big words. Come on, man.
They're like
pushing it.
They're showing off.
First of all, look, if everybody knows what dithering means, then I'm an idiot.
Right.
I've never heard that word before.
if you know what dithering means, call into the show and let us know.
Yeah, call in.
I've
Call
never
you
heard dithering
Dithering.
in my life, and I mean,
I'm gonna start using it though.
so no, I don't think that's. How are you going to use it? Give me an example. Use it in a
Like,
sentence.
okay, so like we'll just like modern day context. Like, I'm not gonna have a corona test for unless I have to for some reason.
Right.
Like I had to have my back thing done, but
Sure, because you're terribly irresponsible. Nah, I'm playing.
okay,
Go ahead.
whatever.
What about your corona test and dithering?
So they'll be like, you need to get a corona test. I'll be like, oh no, I have dithering.
What if you do that?
Nobody's
No.
gonna go, what is dithering?
No. What happens is you say, I got dithering, thinking you're being slick, and whoever's booking your appointment is like, sir, I don't think
Like they
that
know what it
you've got
means.
quantization noise that needs to be less intrusive. Thank you. Come again with that weak shit. Of course I know what dithering means.
Be like, oh, do you? How much do you cost to be sound engineer
Right.
on a antiquated machine?
Right. Sir, dithering is when you're trying to match bit depth.
Well, listen, I was dithering. Before you got here, I was dithering.
Well, I like how
I'm dithered out.
I like how it says you can specify whether dithering will be performed to make quantization noise less obtrusive.
Nobody
You can
is
specify.
dithering me. Nobody's dithering me.
Well, that's up to you. You
Fair
get to
enough.
specify
Okay.
whether
Good.
dithering.
It's my body. What is dithering? Let's look it up. Hold on.
Okay, we're going to look up dithering now and try to find the answer to this.
Because I don't want to keep saying it if it's like
what if it's
kind of like anti-Semitic. Like,
what if we find out that it's some prank from back in 2006 and it really means something, you're gay if you say dithering out loud or
do
something
you ever
terrible.
think? Hold on, I want to show you something before I do that. Look, this is my browser. This was up on my browser. I'm just going to show you.
Okay.
That's what's up on my browser.
Okay.
Just remember that.
Okay. All right.
And then you can explain what it is here in a minute.
Okay.
While I look up dithering.
Okay.
I'm explaining to you why that's up.
Okay. That's interesting.
Okay,
I see what's on
dithering.
your browser. And now we're going to go to dithering.
Dithering. Dither.
Dither.
Okay. Verb.
Okay. Dither's a verb. That's good. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm already confused because I don't know what this word means. Okay.
I knew it
Okay.
was going to be one of these words.
A verb or
You
okay.
look
Well,
up
number
the
one,
definition, now you're more confused.
be indecisive.
Dithering.
He was
means-
dithering about the election date.
I feel like that's not the dithering.
Okay. 2.
You can
Add
decide.
white noise to a digital recording to reduce distortion of low amplitude signals.
To reduce the distortion.
Of low amplitude signals.
Dude, what if we found out that this whole time we should have been dithering?
We should have been dithering.
This
That's
whole
what-
time we should have been dithering, and every one of our recordings would have been.
That's why if like Tony or John hears this, they'll go, they got it.
Somebody good will hear this and
They're
say like,
supposed to dither.
finally, they'll be dithering.
Idiot.
How have they not been dithering?
Anyway,
Why do they think this is worth listening?
do you want to
if
know
they're
why I
not
have
dithering?
why I have why
Yeah.
I have pictures of pregnant couples pulled up on my
Yes.
Okay, so I was on Facebook earlier when I was taking it up,
Okay.
and you know how some people put like serious shit up and be like, if you know somebody that's struggling with suicidal thoughts, post this because show them that they're listening or whatever.
Sure.
And one of my friends had done that. And, I mean, he's sincere about it. I'm not making fun of him.
Okay, right.
Like, but somebody commented. I just had saw on the comments, like, you know how you can see like 2 or 3 of them when you're scrolling?
Sure.
Yeah, somebody had put a picture up of a couple and said, look who's prego.
Huh.
And he replied with, congratulations, I don't know who that is. So I just downloaded a bunch of random people. Pregnant pictures, sent them to him. They look who's pregnant. He's like, yeah, that's funny. I was like trying to make something.
I don't know who that is. Hey, look over here. Check out who's pregnant, huh? Hey, Pete, guess who's pregnant?
Who's that?
Come on, look.
Oh, I don't know those people.
Sorry, I pointed it out. Oh, that's funny.
My mom used to do people that like I didn't know. Did you say hi to blah blah blah? I don't know blah blah blah.
God, do I hate that, dude? I didn't know I was doing this to my mom when I was young, but she called me out for it immediately in Walmart. I felt bad because she got held up by a person that she clearly didn't know.
What do you mean?
In Walmart.
Held up like?
Well, I mean, no, you walk through Walmart and they're like,
a stop and chat.
Right, yeah.
Dreaded.
Right. Oh my God, how are you? So good to see you.
Dreaded.
Right.
Stop and chat.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that to people. Even if it's one of your top 3 best friends, or if it's like your wife in there and you're like, I ran into my wife. Yeah, you should probably stop and chat.
If I saw you in Walmart,
I would
go, what's up, man?
You're right. I'd say, hey, right.
Like, we don't
move
need to
it along.
I don't need to know what you've been doing today.
Right.
Or
when I'm at Walmart, it is not a social experience.
What are you doing these days? I'm trying to get some fucking eggs.
Right. Because
not see anybody.
Because I can't order these on the internet and someone just bring me eggs. That's why I'm here. Because I have to still go get my own eggs if I want eggs right now.
One time I was real straight with somebody when they did that to me. They were like, what are you up to these days? And I said, I can get 2 bottles of wine here for $6 and I really feel like getting drunk. My family's out of town. And they were like, oh. It was when Case Keenum was the quarterback. It was whatever the year that was.
Anyway, so Mom gets accosted.
Oh, sorry, man.
Mom gets accosted. And I...
normal people call that friendly.
Yeah, I know. And this was going, so good to see you. What have you been up to? What are you doing? And then, I am young, and I'm wondering, like, who is this? I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, who the hell is that? I probably wasn't thinking, who the hell is that when I was little, but I didn't know who it was. And I was so curious.
The first cuss word I ever heard you say was hell when you were like 12 years old. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Gonna say, who the hell is this guy? Yeah, that's funny. I remember that line.
Well, you talk like you're 30 years old.
Anyway, so I said, who's this? Like to Mom.
Oh,
I was like,
why she's talking?
I was like, Mom, who is that? Like out loud. She had no clue who it was.
Excuse me.
And she had been carrying on a conversation for 45 seconds when I asked.
And she didn't know who it was.
Didn't know who it was. Well, couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
I should say. Like, she kind of recognized who it was. You know what I mean? How you know a person.
It happens, man.
But I felt bad. But anyway, so Mom pulled this move. She was like, it's a, oh my God, what am I'm blanking it, like this kind of thing. And then the woman had to be like, it's
blah, blah, blah.
Shelly.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right. I know you're on from this. And Mom, man, as soon as Shelly or whatever the hell her name was walked away, Mom immediately was up and be like, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that.
If you see me talking to somebody, you just assume that I know who it is.
No, you just assume I don't know who it is. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yes, right. Like, you just shut your, don't, half the time. She said something like, she's like, half the time I don't know these people's names and I forget it. So don't.
Dude, our parents' generation will do a stop and chat on you, man.
Oh,
for
God,
hours.
Like you want to.
For hours.
I have some
Dude,
family members that are
like,
notorious for it.
I remember being like in Blockbuster, like as a little kid. And like, I'm not saying that like my parents, my dad's not doing stop and chats, but like it's moms, you know what I'm saying, of that generation.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
like she'd see somebody else's mom that like maybe I barely knew that I went to elementary school with,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have an hour and a half long discussion about God only knows why.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's just like,
I
think that's why I have anxiety about going in public, because I don't want to talk to somebody for an hour about anything, unless it's me and you talking about
this bullshit that we
crackheads
talk
we
about.
know.
Unless we have an audience. We don't have an audience. What we're talking about. But I realize
we have 27 subscribers that we need to entertain.
You know what? I feel like you're right about the stop and chat with the moms, because I feel like it was always someone's mom doing it to my mom, and it wasn't until like a couple of years ago that I realized like Mom hated that. Mom did not want to do that. That was not my mom's style for sure. But
well, my dad will do it because he was a barber for so long, so he didn't have a problem with us talking to strangers.
It's awful. Listen, I don't know how we're doing on time with this show, but I want to ask you about something that I heard, and I want to find out if this is true or not. It's a story I heard about you. I heard that one time you killed.
Not true.
No.
I
I
did
heard
kill a turtle one time. I felt bad about it.
I heard that you used to work for a place as a grown man, where you went into a meeting and they introduced like a star chart, like from elementary school.
Yeah, we were gonna, if we did good things,
you get gold stars.
Get a gold star.
You get a gold star for doing so. Like, how might you earn a gold star?
Like if somebody would have like complimented on okay, so like if we did it for the band,
right?
Like if somebody was like, "Hey, that bass was really good."
Oh, okay, and then I would get a gold star.
Or if I felt like that you went above and beyond.
Can you give me a comparable, without saying too much or whatever? Can you give me a comparable situation that you could do to earn your gold star at your particular job?
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I never got one.
You didn't strive for gold star. You didn't even find out what would gain you a gold star.
No.
That's funny. What do you remember? Any chore? Was it like taking out the trash? Get a gold star for taking out the trash?
Yeah, probably, but I really don't think they ever went through with it. It was just a meeting to introduce this system.
Oh my god!
That was like
5 gold stars, and you get a bronze medallion.
Yeah,
8 bronze medallions.
Let me tell you what. I don't think it was worth the.
You think anybody ever got a gold star?
It wasn't like we're gonna cut you a check. It was like get another piece of candy out of the candy.
Right. Oh my god.
Like you remember? Did y'all do this in elementary school? Be like, if you don't get your color changed all week,
right?
Then you get an extra piece of gum on Friday. Yeah, and I'd always be like, well, I don't give a damn about that extra.
You get 5 more minutes at recess or something like that.
I'll just put my head down.
Right. Oh yeah. No. Absolutely.
We should start doing that for the band, though. I would give myself a gold star all the time.
You know what? I worked at a hotel, as you know, as I famously wrote about in a certain song.
Working on Thanksgiving
and
the holiday ends.
They had a.
Please check our Thanksgiving episode of No Cover if you would like to.
Yes, if you haven't checked out
clip of that song,
the Thanksgiving episode, you're way behind. Please make.
Hold on, we got to check our sponsor real quick. Hold on.
Oh, we haven't even talked about our sponsor yet.
Oh, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hold on, let's have a little ad break. Here, I'll play a little music. I'll play the music for the commercial. Go ahead.
And commercial starts now.
Yep.
And now.
Yep.
We're going to start with the music. Do you like shows on YouTube? Do you like shows that people make with their phones on YouTube that are self-grandioso, where they just film themselves doing crap and making funny bits up? Well then, hey, you should watch our show. It's called No Cover. It's on the same channel that you're listening to this on. Back to the show.
That was
our
thank you to our sponsor, our new sponsor, No Cover. Anyway,
I don't remember what we're talking about.
I've got no clue what we're talking about. Actually, I do know what we're talking about. We were talking about I worked at a hotel, and we had a program. Oh. We had a program, a rewards program. If you do so much of this, you can get rewards. Mm-hmm. But ours was cash, right?
Yeah.
And it was like if you sign up, people that come in, every time you walk into a hotel and they have like a rewards membership, and they always try to sell you. Are you a Hilton guy? Are you a Holiday Inn guy? Or La Quinta? Whatever hotel it is has a reward, and they always want to sign you up. Well, if you could get a guest to sign up, then you got so much money for like every 5 people you sign up, you get 20 extra bucks, and then or something like that on your paycheck. And then if you have the most in a month, you also get something like a extra bonus or something like that.
Did you dominate?
Listen, I did pretty good, and I made plenty of money, but I never won the sign them up for the month thing. You know what I mean? And I mean, I was pretty good at selling them. Like, people come in, and I was pretty good. I had a good pitch about, like, why you should sign up for the rewards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but you remember how Wells Fargo was opening up all them checking accounts?
Oh, yeah, man, I was watching part of that the other night.
Right? You remember that?
Yeah.
They were opening up people's, like, checking accounts.
Was this part of that?
Well, no, look. But these 2 girls that I worked with was smoke me, man, every month on that thing.
They had some kind of thing.
No, look, listen to this. So one night, I sell this guy, and at that hotel is so small that a lot of times it was people for business that had to come to the big factory in town. You know what I'm talking about? And like, well, I don't know.
I know what you mean.
So they had to come in, so they were pretty regular. So like you'd see these guys even once every couple months or something like that. And I remember finally I landed this guy that like had never signed up for it yet. And I was like, "Did you want to sign up for it?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's go ahead." Like I think he even came back down. He was like, "Hey, you know what, man? I'm here all the time. Let me sign up for that thing." I was like, nailed it. I felt like I landed the shark or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I got the guy that doesn't ever sign up.
But I've never sold anything. I bet that's a good feeling.
This dude had like 4 memberships.
Oh.
Because these chicks,
they
were just, people would come in and they wouldn't be like, "Do you want to sign up? Do you want to be a member?" Because all you needed was minimal information to give them a membership. You needed like first name, last name, and a phone number or something like that.
So they were just signing everybody up.
So they, as soon as Charles Smith or whoever the hell, Charles Smith walks in, well, then Charles Smith gets one. Whether he's a member or not, he's getting signed up with a new phone number, and he's getting one. And then Charles Smith comes back a month later, and they don't remember that they already got him. They're doing it again, and they just change that phone number. And so these girls were getting like an extra, like on my paycheck, I'd get, if I had a good month, I'd get an extra like $100 on my paycheck. That's pretty good. Chicks are making like 300 extra bucks on their check.
Damn.
You know? I didn't want to be like, "Hey, look at this," because it's like, well, why would I bust my coworkers for? I mean, one of them was like a mom. Like, what am I going to do? Be like, "Hey, she's cheating." She's
still a mom, Joe.
Well, no, actually, she's not anymore. But it's I just want to teach you a lesson. Step on my story.
Oh, sorry.
No.
That's weird. I was like, "Oh, what are we gonna talk about now?" Anyway,
but I can understand why the Wells Fargo people did that, man. Because
they used to hook you up when you worked there, though, man. Because we get rooms. We play shows in Austin and get two Holiday Inns for like
that was
$30.
I know, man. That was the best part about working at Holiday Inn. But you know what? They tried to be shitty with that too, because at first they made it sound like, "Oh, you can get you a room." That's like a great thing about working here is you get employee discounts at all of our hotels and all of their subsidiaries or whatever the hell. And then you would do it like once, and then the next time you try to do it, they'd be like, "Hey, you already did it once." You're like, "Well, what?"
Well, no, I'm gonna do it again.
I'm going to do this. It's like my perk of working.
I remember like the week before I'd be like, "Hey, Joe,
I know, man.
We're going to get them rooms."
Dude, that's why it was so cool.
It made me feel like such a rock star to be like, "I'm going to Austin to play a show that I'm going to get paid $40 for, but
I'm going to stay in a cool
hotel."
Cool hotel, yeah. That's true. And the $40 would cover
like food.
Right. Yeah, I know. That was a good gig. But they tried to be... I remember one time we got 2 rooms. We
get 2 rooms a lot.
There was one time we got something. Either we got an extra room... Because that might have been that time. Because remember one time we got like 3 rooms. Right, yeah,
Because the first time we did it, I know that like we must have had more than 1 or 2 because there was a lot of us. Because we had the fastest guy in the band competition in the hallway, and I won.
Yeah, you were by far the fastest.
But we weren't all staying in the same room. I know.
No, right, yeah. I know we always got like at least 2. And then, but one time for whatever reason, I tried to get an extra room. And they're like, "Oh, no, you can only get 2. We just charge you for it." And they like didn't tell me or nothing. Like they let me book it through the system that I use at that special rate that you can get for being an employee. They let me book it that way. But then we got there and they're like, "Oh, by the way, your bill is going to," I mean, and those rooms were expensive if you didn't have the discount. You know what I'm saying?
And once that went away, then they entered the time when we would bargain for rooms. Because I remember we would pick like the crappiest looking hotel. Like if we played in Fort Worth,
Yeah.
we'd go find like the crappiest motel.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, all right, it'll be $45. And I'd be like, about 30. And they'd be like, all right. Don't steal anything. Because the one I'm sorry. The one I'm thinking about, do you remember when we stayed at the one that was next to the Silhouettes strip club in Fort Worth? Did you stay there with us?
I doubt it, man.
Because you probably drove home.
Yeah, I just drove home.
Because we didn't live around here then.
Right. That's what I was saying. If it was less than like 4 hours, I was driving home.
If somebody was spying on somebody in a hotel, it was that one. I mean, not to besmirch them, I'd stay there again. But.
Somebody was spying like a sting operation.
No, I'm just saying, like
a creepy.
If there was a above level to the ceiling that
like
you
a
didn't
Bates
see
Motel situation,
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Where somebody was just strolling around up there looking at what was going on.
Oh, gross.
But it was.
Well, that's why.
Okay.
But you know
so
what?
it was next to this strip club called Silhouettes that looked like a strip club from the outside.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, okay. I think I see the. I think I see the purpose of this hotel.
Across the street, there was another strip club. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what this hotel was used for.
Oh, my Lord.
There was another strip club, and it didn't even have a name. It just said, like, XXX dancers or something, you know what I mean?
Just generic.
Yeah.
Like, they just went to the side store and got a generic strip club?
It looked like, when you see a building, or like you see a business that's clearly bought an old-style Pizza Hut and turned it into something else.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't a Pizza Hut. But it had clearly been like a KFC or something.
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was something that...
Yeah, a Long John Silver.
Yeah.
I love it when it's a building that's like instantly recognizable, like a Long John Silver. Usually has kind of a long time ago they tried to build all the Long John Silvers to have like a little A-frame look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can always tell when something used to be a Long John Silver's. That's my favorite.
That's like Pizza Huts are like that too, though.
Yeah.
Have that,
Pizza Huts have
and
that.
they'll be just like painted white, and they'll be like donuts.
Right? Yeah.
This is a Pizza Hut.
I know, because they got that roof. That's funny, man. Oh my God. How are we on time today, B? I want to make sure we mention our sponsor again.
Don't forget. Let's hit up our sponsor again. Do you like looking at videos on YouTube? Well, hey, we've got some of those. Do you like listening to like songs on YouTube because like CDs and stuff like that aren't a thing anymore? Well, hey, we got some of those too. Not any that are going on our record though. That's never going to come out because we never work on it. We do podcasts instead and make dumb videos to go on. But hey, watch them. No cover. Listen to our songs. YouTube channel. All right, we're back.
We got good sponsors on this show. That's the one thing I'm proud of about our thing we do.
They pay for shit though.
No, but it's a sponsor I can be proud of. I can put my name on, sign off, and say I've seen these, and most of them are good.
Most of them.
I'd say most. If you're in the mood to watch that kind of thing.
I think we got really good at the last one.
I know.
And then we weren't allowed to play shows anymore because...
I feel like if the corporate sponsor would pay us a little more, we could make that a good show.
We can make that a really good show.
I think they just pitched out just a little more. Kill that show.
Costumes and makeup.
Wardrobe,
and,
man, a set, just a little tiny set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like one big room that's just a set.
I would like, if we had like a real budget.
Yeah.
Instead of like wearing the clothes that like, I just wear all the time.
Yes.
Like I know you have your show shirt.
Yeah, right. I do have a show shirt. I got, it depends what we're playing. I have two. There's one that I'm going to wear no matter where we're playing. But there's like if we play at Troy's, I could wear that Stars jersey.
I'm just saying, I'm kind of thinking like I want I'm kind of thinking about like maybe doing something else. Like like a gothic type. Maybe if I like, how they do that like real pale makeup.
You mean changing your like just style, your overall style?
Yeah, like a complete makeover.
Just doing a makeover, a physical makeover.
Yeah, but
still play the songs we play,
mm-hmm.
and still play in a band and try to. Okay.
So I'd look like one of those guys in Good Charlotte.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
With maybe. Maybe redder lipstick or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
How would you? I mean, then y'all would just look the same
And we would look the same.
if we ever play shows again.
So you would wear like a little bit of makeup to make yourself look paler than you really are.
Yeah.
You'd like dye all the any visible hair on your body. You would try to dye like black.
Black, jet black.
Right. Okay. And maybe some a pale shade of lipstick. Maybe some eyeliner. That kind of look.
Yeah. Like a top hat.
After when you said top hat, that kind of sells
tied it together. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
that does kind of tie it together now. I was gonna say no, I don't want to go for it. I don't think you should go for it.
It would be real funny if also like you set everything up so people just saw like you and Zach.
and then we got a smoke
And they're like,
machine.
oh look, there's the band.
We use our sponsor money to get a smoke machine.
And then I come in just looking like something from another world.
I mean, you know what?
Hey, go good to that bit where you did like where you would be like, hey, don't talk to him. Remember you wanted to do that one time? We were gonna play a new place, and you're like,
well, the problem
tell the
was,
boy, hey, don't talk to him. He's crazy.
the problem was we have tried several times to get people to play live shows with us.
Yeah.
You know, and we've tried. Sometimes it's people we know, and it works out good. Sometimes we have to like even ask people we don't know, and it don't work out good.
Mm-hmm.
We've had that happen before too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel sometimes you get in this rut where you feel like every time you need somebody to show up and play an instrument for you, you know, maybe you ask them, and then maybe they're good, maybe they're not, maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't, but eventually, no matter what, there's going to come a point where you just want to like kill that other person instead of play with them. You know what I mean? Like you would just rather never see this person again.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about like when you're trying to get people to fill in the band for
No,
you.
no. But here's the thing about that. We could do a whole nother thing on that. But like, there's times where.
But that was where the bit came from, because I thought that'd make it easier to deal with people that are new that come in.
Oh yeah.
Because I could say, I could say, don't talk to him. He don't talk to him. Or they'd be like, oh hey man, nice to meet you, and you'd be like, and I'd say, but
But it'd be better if I was just sitting in the corner with like a, you know, like a trench coat and a top hat, and
then it would sell the bit.
yeah. Then they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not talking to him.
Right.
If they said don't talk to him, I'm not talking to him.
Right. That's funny.
But I love talking to people. I love talking to everybody.
I know.
I'm a people person. I just don't like to do stop and chats when I'm going to buy, you know, toilet paper.
Nobody likes to stop and chat.
The worst is when it's like, hey, can you go get some toilet paper? Yeah. And then you see like,
you know
somebody
what?
that wants to do a stop and chat, and you're just sitting there with like, yeah, I'm gonna wipe my ass with this.
You know, you got toilet paper or alcohol. It always feels a little funny. Like I'm gonna go home and drink this.
I'm gonna drink this, and then I'm
like
gonna get the shits. So
right. Yeah, right.
here's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
What are you doing? What are you doing these days?
You know what? But no matter what's in your hand, it's never convenient. I mean, what are you know?
I know, like I'm not there.
And this is one thing I hate.
To say hi to you.
When people want to say hi to you, they'll stop you for a stop and chat, and already you're like, are you kidding me? And then this is what they have to offer to it. They'll say something like, oh, Dallas Cowboys on your shirt, huh?
Yeah.
You like Dallas Cowboys? I like them too. It's like, you stopped me for that? You stopped me to read my shirt to me.
That happens to me a lot. Like somebody will be like, oh, you play the guitar?
Right, yeah. Fender. Oh, guitar player, huh? Like,
I've never done that to somebody.
you know what?
I have never saw somebody in the elevator and gone, oh, look, Nikes. You like shoes, huh?
Oh, Wrangler? Cool, man. Oh, I've got some jeans.
If I'm in a situation like that, I stare at the floor.
Right. I tell you what.
Or I pretend stare at my phone.
I've never done this either. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. You got to do something. You don't make eye contact. It's. You know what? We should do a regular segment where we give a PSA to people that need to like in our parents' generation especially. Stuff like that. Yeah. PSA. That's the point. Yeah. Now is the PSA part of the show. Don't do stop and chats in the store.
If I look like I've been changing a tire all day,
right,
with my crappy jack out of my 20-year-old car,
yeah,
I don't care what your nephew's up to,
right? Exactly.
I'm just here to get this.
It doesn't matter what you're gonna get. I mean, whatever.
Get this thing here.
Well, yeah, I needed milk and bread and dog food, so I'm at Walmart. But I'm just kind of, you know what else? A lot of times, if I just come in for like two things, I'm not gonna get a buggy. I'm just going to try to carry them two things. Somebody try to stop and chat with you and you're carrying your shit?
I like when the cashier likes to put the commentary on what you're buying. Oh, pizzas, huh?
Oh, man.
Fuck you.
Dude,
that's what I want to say. There's lots of times where that happens to me, where people will be like, or like you'll be buying like a 6-pack, and they'll be like, oh, we're going to have a big time tonight. Yeah, if I was 14,
let me tell
put
you.
that in the bag and shut up.
Stop commenting.
I don't need you to. Oh, I like these too. Oh, I love these pizza rolls.
Reading my shirt is the thing that gets me.
That gets me too. I hate
that.
the shirt or the hat reading.
Right.
People do that to me all the time too. Oh, you like the Rangers?
What's that? One time
I want to go. No, I play for them.
Now I have a shirt.
I'm on the team.
I have a shirt that has a big C on it.
I'm familiar with your C shirt.
You've seen the C shirt. That's part of my show ensemble often. You know.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I have a bright blue shirt, the brightest blue you could possibly be, and on that bright blue shirt there is a very bright green neon C. Have you ever seen me wear this shirt? I only wear it every other time.
Oh no. Okay. Now you're describing it a little wrong.
That's funny.
But that shirt, the C shirt, I mean, it's just blue and green. It's not neon. It's not reflective. It's just a regular old blue and green shirt.
Sorry, I hurt your feelings.
Well, but the point is, now because I want to get it clear, because if you're describing a shirt that's like flashy, I can see it coming more when someone walks up to you and says, "Oh, what's the C for?"
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
if it was big and flashy, then it's kind of like,
well,
okay, maybe I'm asking for this.
If somebody's wearing a shirt and I don't know what it means,
yeah, you don't.
I never
up to it.
walk up to them in Walmart and go, "Hey,
what is that? Tell me about your shirt, please." That's not why I wore it, man.
Did you get that with your Marlboro points?
I have one that says "not sleeping" from my old job. Every time I'm out and I forget I'm wearing it, I immediately regret it, because not sleeping ? It's just asking for it. People all the time. Oh, I'm not sleeping right now.
That's one of the reasons why I have a lot of like plain colored shirts.
Right.
Yeah, somebody asked me, I would like a plain colored shirt.
So I wear these mostly.
Because like even if I wear this Fender shirt,
right.
You play guitar. What? You know what I do?
It's relentless out there.
What's tone job?
I got a big C. I get asked about the C. I got not sleeping. Now, that was my own fault. One time I went to a gas station, and there was a guy who was working the line of he was working them like a comedian works a crowd, and they'd come up to buy something from him, and he'd be like, "Oh, hey, you having a good night? It's going to be a good night out there. I know the weather's good." And then they'd buy their items. He'd be like, "Oh, okay, have a nice day." And then the next guy comes up, "Oh, you get a lottery ticket, man. The lottery's really fun." You know what I mean? And it was this, and I'm in a line, and I've got that. You're aware of my Stars jersey.
Yeah, your other shirt.
The other shirt. So I was wearing my Stars jersey, but it was cold. I had a jacket on. And I see this guy go from, work this guy, work that guy, work that guy. And I looked down, and I had that Stars jersey on, and I literally just zipped my jacket all the way up. And up to my neck. You know what I mean? I look like one of them South Park kids. And I was like, I'm not letting him spy this Stars jersey, because I know he's going to try to work me with it. He's going to be, "Oh, the Stars? You like the Stars?" God. You're right. It's almost like you got to just start wearing white T-shirts.
I know.
And then people will be going,
"Oh, why don't you got to do nothing on your shirt?"
Right.
You got mustard stain there?
Yeah, exactly. Never get away from it. Just walk around without a shirt ever.
Look at you. I ain't got a shirt on.
No, look at your pants. Right. God damn. There's nothing I can wear that you won't just have an asinine cover. That's that's next week's PSA. Is don't just go up to people's shirts and just read them like it's something to do.
You know what my big pet peeve is when you're out to eat, and you get I'm not gonna do it to you, but you get this feeling right here.
Oh, on the back.
Somebody gives you a back grip, and you're
like a firm little. Oh.
Are you with your hand touching me?
I'm trying to eat.
I'm just saying, anybody that has known me at this point, I've been an adult for as long as I was a child.
Yeah. Yep.
Look, man,
don't do that.
You go up. I'm not saying I'm a dog or an animal, but
you get water splashed in your face.
Okay. I'll introduce you to that guy sometimes.
I'm just saying.
And if there is somebody eating, like I've just never
Slap him on the back.
I'm gonna slap this person
give
on the
him
back.
a
You
good
got
old-
food in your mouth. Let me give you a good smack and I don't know if you've got a broken collarbone
Right.
or a sore shoulder or
I
a
know.
sore neck, or you don't.
Someone did that to me one time. I had a bad sunburn.
Slap you on the back. Fuck you, dude.
I was young. You know what? I was young, and it was at church. I was at church, and I had a bad sunburn, and they came up and did one of the, not just a sturdy slap, but like a little massage on the shoulder. You know what I mean? Hey, sonny boy, what's going on? A nice hard massage on my shoulders, and I was just in agony, and I was just sitting there like,
why would you do that?
you like this, and this guy, he like keeps holding my, because he knows my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's trying to be Joe. You know what I mean? It's not weird that he's doing this. It's not some stranger. He knows us, but he's like, "What's wrong with him?"
Look,
like still shaking my shoulders, like, "What's wrong with him? How come he's not laughing or talking?" And my mom had to be like, because I'm just speechless. And mom's like, "He got a real bad sunburn on his stuff," and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Just been."
I know, but also like I don't go up to my friends' children.
Right.
I'm just trying to think if I've ever even made physical contact with your child. I don't think
No.
I have.
No, I've never made physical contact with yours. I've known yours ever since he's been alive. I don't think I've ever touched him to shake his hand. That's funny. I would never think. You know what? It feels weird when your kid's little and they have a friend come over, because you're like, am I the parent of this person right now? Like, I mean, not obviously, you know what I mean? Like, I'm responsible for this kid like it was my own kid right now, right? Like, I got to take care of this kid the same, you know? And it's kind of like, I don't feel like I should be.
I didn't sign up for that response.
Right, yeah. I don't think I'm the guy that needs to be responsible.
That's another, when people with more than one kid, I'm like, whoa, you're a magician.
I don't think magician.
Well,
I think
tortured magician.
I get upset.
You get upset. Like, see, listen to you, man.
I get upset
Because you don't think people should be free.
No, I think
You don't
people should
believe in
have.
freedom.
I think 2 is the max, because I have one. It's like, man, raising one kid is plenty of work. It's plenty hard enough.
When you see those people with like 18 kids,
Yeah, man, that makes me mad.
like
That's what I'm saying.
that's like their shit, man. That's what they want to do. That's like their hobby.
I know.
You've been pregnant the whole time you've been married.
And to me, it's like the most irresponsible thing. I feel like that is about one of the top most irresponsible things you can do as a human.
What
Is have
are
a
some
ton
ways?
of kids.
What are some ways they cannot have children?
Pull out.
Oh, but what? I don't. Hey, whoa.
Pull out of that lifestyle.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's true.
Is what I'm saying.
Or, you could try to like
Yeah.
cover up that lifestyle
Just cover it up.
and mask it. Not
Yeah.
mask it, but cover it up and like trap it and catch it in a very uncomfortable like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes. Try to trap and catch that lifestyle and keep it from
breathing and
right.
getting out.
I mean, you could do that. That's one way.
Well, we should maybe get into that next time. I think we've exceeded our limit of whatever we talked about. Home Alone and
Should we sign off now? We need to come up with a smooth way to end this show. Like I guess I'll play the.
I guess we
song.
could just pull out. Well, let me see if Roscoe, our announcer, is anywhere to be found here.
Don't forget to thank our sponsors.
Hey, what was our announcer's name? I don't even remember what his name was.
Here's Roscoe.
Hey, Roscoe, get back in here, man. Hello. Thank y'all for listening to Garner and Gillum do podcasts. Or let's call it Gillum and Garner because he's got issues. Starring Joe and...
Is Roscoe a catty bitch? Is that what's going on, Roscoe? We need to get Roscoe.
I'm sorry, Joe. What did you say there, Joe? I didn't hear you. Joe? Anyway, I'm not a catty bitch, and we'll see you next time on Garner and Gillum Garner do podcast thing. Right?
How long did that one go for?